Alright, well, you've now drawn this object twice. It's getting better, but with time there are some ways to help you improve your drawings and make it go quicker for you. I'm going to walk you through a third drawing of this same object. And as I highlight the lines, you draw them in. Pause the recording as needed so you can keep up with it. Now, the first thing you need to do is look at the piece and get a sense of the proportions and shapes in the piece. You'll see that the bottom appears to be a square. There's also a square on top of the bottom part as well, and along it is a rectangle. The top square appears to have a side that is about half the length of the bottom sides. Now let's make this easy on yourself. The smaller you try to draw the object, the harder it is to make it come out well and proportional. So I'm going to set one of these bottom sides to be 10 graph segments long. On my graph paper that's pretty long, that works for me. If you want to go 20 or 30, that's fine, depends on the size of your graph paper. Just make sure to make it large, and also start at the bottom of near the bottom of the page, since we're going to be starting at the bottom of this object. Now I want you to draw the first line and make it 10 segments long. Use the 30-degree lines that slope down to the right. Make sure to put this near the bottom of the page. At this time, go ahead and draw in the other line. Now, we don't know how far it moves up, but it appears to be about twice the raise as the left side box on top. So let's move it up 2 segments for now. Follow along as I draw in 2 of them on the vertical axis. You can now connect those 2 and make the front face. The front face raises up 2 segments, and the box is about half of that. That would mean that the back vertical line on the right side would have to raise up 3 segments. Go ahead and draw that in. Now the top cube appears to have a side that is half of the size of the bottom base part. That would make it be 5 segments away from the front and the right faces. Go ahead and draw in those 2 lines. Again, use your 30-degree lines as you draw these. The top cube does appear to be a cube. If the sides are 5 segments long, then the height must also be 5 segments long. Draw in the vertical line to the left. Now, with this marker point, you can draw in the 3 different 30-degree lines that come off of it. These will each be 5 segments long. Now go ahead and connect the vertical line. Go ahead and complete the top box with 2 more 5-segment long lines on the 30-degree axes. Now, since the right side box only comes up 1 segment from the base, that would make the rear vertical line 4 segments long to connect it. Go ahead and connect that now. Now the right side also appears to be 1 segment shorter than the cube. That would make the next line 4 segments long. Go ahead and draw in both of these lines. Again, use your 30-degree lines. Go ahead and connect the cross line to that. Now you can draw in both lines that are 1 segment high now because you know where they start. They're on the vertical axes. Go ahead and connect the last 3 lines. And if you drew everything right, they should all fall on either the 30-degree line. Those last 3 lines should fall on your 30-degree axes. Everything should have been on one of either the 30-degree axes or on the vertical axis. There was nothing should be in between, and everything should work out nice and neatly if you had followed through on everything correctly. Your part's now complete, and it looks pretty good and pretty close to what we did before.